Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Kingsfield 4, the Ancient City. Somewhere around this save statue, there it is, there's a really strong katana over here. But you have to go pixel hunting to find it. It's kind of a cheap way to hide it, but if you know where it is, it's worth going out of your way to get it. Because that katana hits ferociously hard. The stamina regeneration rate on it is probably among the fastest in the entire game. Which is really significant given how hard it hits. And the only downside to it is that it's a two-handed weapon. I think because of the elemental property it has, it might not be the best right at this particular moment as we go into the caves and deal with all the hydras in here, and a few piranhas. But we'll put it on sooner or later. How am I not two-shot in the fish? Okay, maybe it is time to put that thing on. Crystalline Blade might already be wearing out. Holy Crest, Frostbite. It's around here somewhere. Wave Crasher. Wave Crasher. Yeah. It's a two-handed katana. Let's see how hard. Yeah, okay, even with the type of elemental damage this is doing, it's still one shot in the hydras, so... Whew, look at that. Look at it go. And since my fireball is upgraded, it's now hitting them 3 times as opposed to 1. Feeling pretty beefy right about now. Good feeling to have going into the part of the game that we're going into, because we're coming up to a pretty tough part. The Widda Fortress, and even before that. There's an ice/wind rapier. Kind of the rapier equivalent of the katana we just got. I think it's called Tsunami. The fortress coming up and this next dungeon that we're going into now are formidable. So last time I doubled back to get the icon of fire, and I placed it in the beacon just behind me on the path, off camera, because we've already seen the tower in the top of the beacon. So now the zone is kind of lit up. You can already see like it's made a bit of a difference. It's still not bright and sunny out, but it's bright enough now that we can have a significantly easier time navigating the zone. And as we crossed that sunken bridge to enter this temple, inside here we have to navigate, I think it's like 3 floors to find 3 different artifacts belonging to the Widda. And those 3 artifacts are what you need to enter the Widda Queen's fortress. Remember to get to this series of caverns in this temple. We had to pass by that giant staircase, which was being wreathed in pink flames, being breathed out by the big serpent statues. In order to bypass the flames and climb those stairs to the fortress, we need the 3 Widda items from this dungeon. And this dungeon, it wraps around quite a bit, which can make it a little bit confusing. It's a tiny amount of space, but it's 3 floors and it's just very winding. So up here might be the first one. Nope. Oh, that's the Blessed Mail. Part of the Blessed set. I think the Blessed set is the one that its set bonus causes all of the pieces of armor in the set to become lighter when they're all equipped. Pretty sure that's the Blessed set. Not the most valuable set, depending on what kind of weapon and shield loadout you're going for. I guess it could be kind of useful if you're going for that super heavy tower shield, the one that's like 45 pounds. Get the ideal amount of protection out of your armor while still getting the protection from that insanely heavy shield. I saw myself flash red and take damage from something, but I didn't get poisoned, so I count that as a win. Oh, I love it when they do that. When they just circle around and their pathing doesn't know where to go. You just get behind them. Safe and sound. Let's see. Oh, it's kind of tricky navigating this dungeon in kind of like an optimal, efficient route, which I'm almost sure I'm not doing, but we'll come back to the arrow hallway. Do I want to go upstairs first, or do I want to face this? I think this goes into a dead end, so might be a better idea to go here first. So they're coming left, right, left to right. So as long as your timing is good, you won't get pierced by an arrow. Even if you do, they don't do a whole lot. They might stun you. And in fact, there actually is one way in which they're dangerous. I don't know if you saw it when I rounded the corner for a split second, but if you look at the left side of the screen around the corner, there's this little eye stalk of this thing. It's an eye growing out of the ground, and if its gaze lands upon you, it causes paralysis. So if you round the corner in a reckless way, and then you get, caught up fighting either the mushrooms or the knight, the eye turns around and paralyzes you in the crossfire of the arrows. And yeah, this does turn into a dead end, and it is one of the Widda's items that we need. That is the Widda's necklace. If I remember right, there are Widda's bracers and Widda's a Widda ring. I get my shoulder hit. Fuck. You can see it doesn't do that much, though. It's only a really big concern if you get stunned, or if you get paralyzed right in the path. I would give anything to just go into the sound files for this game and alter the tracks in the Widda's area to be a little bit less high-pitched. Just a little bit. I said this last episode, it's the sound of tinnitus. I don't care if I get poisoned. So I do have plenty of mushrooms. I got plenty of supplies left now. Because I did visit with the dwarf and with the merchant, and I got a good network of guide stones going around this wall. If you strike it a couple of times, you can break it down and get to the other side. Actually, can you get to the other side, or does it just create a shortcut back here? We're gonna find out in a second. Might take a few strikes, so I don't want to waste the durability of my katana. Yeah, okay, I have to wrap around from somewhere else, and then I have a shortcut to get back here. Now it's just a matter of remembering. Hey, blessed gauntlets. Now it's just a matter of remembering how to get into that room, which I think I have a beat on. We'll see in a second. I was saying I have a good network going of guide stones now, so I can get around to all of the major hotspots I need to pretty easily. Plus, I have a leftover yellow guide stone, so I can just pop that in wherever as needed. Kind of a spot teleport. So I have one that leads me back to the spring, I have one that leads me to the dwarf, and I have another set up by the central tower where my shortcuts are all set up, so I can get back to the merchants or any other one of the levels as needed. And I stocked up off screen, so I'm good to go on herbal liquids, mushrooms, herbs, antidotes, all that good stuff. I refilled all of my crystal vials. And I repaired and upgraded all my stuff as much as I could. You have to watch going through this hallway because, as you can see, in certain spots, especially corners, if you're not making a run for it, the floor drops out underneath you. Like, you could hear the floor dropping just now. As long as you're not standing directly in a corner, though. Like, if you just run and cut the corner, you don't get dunked. I believe they drop you back down onto the first floor in the lobby where you enter the dungeon. Oh man, I've been playing a bunch of Enter the Gungeon recently. That game is, it's addicting. It's hard to put that thing down. It feels like there was a real glut of roguelikes in that style coming out for a while, and then they just stopped out of the blue, and now that style is coming back again. And Enter the Gungeon is, it might be among the best at that style of roguelike. Alright, while I figure my way around here, let me just come downstairs and do part of the dungeon that I know, that I remember how to do. And then I can maybe figure out the rest from there, improvise something. Might just wind up having to take the stairs up from a different part of the dungeon, like right here. Before I forget, let's put that katana back on the Wave Crasher. And a mushroom for good measure. Actually, I can use the healing water since I refilled that. And since I know that I have my blue guide stone back at the spring, so I can easily refill my waters. That way I don't have to use my more finite resources. Like my mushrooms and especially my dragon flowers. There are pretty limited stock of dragon flowers in the game. Yeah, here we go. I had to go down to the bottom floor and then go to a different part of the dungeon and go up to get here. Okay, cool. That's the Widda's bracelet. Now there is just what? The Widda's ring. The Widda's ring left to get. Hopefully I remember how to get that. Hopefully. I'm feeling pretty okay about that, though. I know a couple areas I haven't gone to yet. I believe that's a drop back down to the lobby of the first floor of the dungeon. Yeah, you can see the hydras that we fought at the beginning. So, yeah, not much damage. Not much falling damage. Its falling damage almost as inconsequential as the falling damage in Demon's Souls, which I really, really appreciate. Now, I think it's either the left or the right path. I didn't check. There's also straightforward, which I think has the Widda's ring. Yeah, I remember the gimmick of this room. If you approach the chest from the other side, the entire floor drops around you. Yeah, and you get dropped into the water. So there's all three items for the Widda. The Widda's Fortress. So we can check them out, put them on. Man, I never like taking the Clarity Bracelet off. It's so amazing in the Widda's Necklace. So we got all three equipped. And we can actually exit the dungeon from here and go out to the stairway up to the Widda's Fortress, the Widda Queen's Fortress. I should, I should unequip these until I need them, because they all have various negative effects associated with them. Like, one drains your health, I think, one makes you more vulnerable to magic, and then another one drains your MP. So I should watch that. They also do provide some positive benefits, though, aside from just being key items that allow you to progress. Like, some of them provide magical protection. One of them stops you from getting paralyzed, I want to say. They do a couple of things. It's mostly not worth keeping them on all the time, though. They have situational benefits, though. They have situational benefits. And here we are back at the Pink Flames. So now would be a good time to put on all of our Widda items and to get ready for the Widda Queen's Fortress, which is a very, very hard dungeon. And what makes it so hard is that it's absolutely rife with status effects. Moderately tough enemies, but really, really nasty status effects. Pretty much everything that we've seen so far in the game and a couple of new ones. There is a curse-like effect. Not Dark Souls curse, but more of a traditional Western RPG style of curse, which will greatly impair your ability to take and do damage. So when we go into the Widda's Fortress, we want to make sure that we are as kitted out as possible. And in we go. This dungeon features not only a lot of status effects, the other thing that makes it kind of a pain in the ass is it's got two of the worst bosses in the game in it, and they're almost back to back. I mean, we're talking atrocious fucking boss fights. You could kind of see as that thing faded away, that egg, that there was actually an eye in it. Just like the mushroom stalks with the eyes, they will do nasty things to you when their gaze lands on you. I think they drain your MP when they look at you. The eggs seated on the pedestals. 2, 3. We do get a nice change of music, though. Back away from that that shitty outside track. Oh, come on, don't block me. I can't... Oh, no, arrows. Right, I forgot. They really like to perch archers up all around this dungeon. And the archers, I'm pretty sure this has happened to me before, but if it hasn't, remember the archers are capable of paralyzing you, and in fact, if you get hit by enough arrows in a row, they can chain stun you. Pretty sure even the melee Widda are capable of doing that. It's just, you can kind of deal with them with this juke style. There we go. And since I don't actually have any MP to drain, the egg is not that big of a deal. Yeah, take that egg. I have nothing to give you, so you can't steal from me. The benefit of having nothing is you can't be stolen from. Oh shit, here we go. Yeah, that's paralysis. We've definitely seen that status effect before. But, yep, melee Widda did it to me. So the archers and the ones with the curved swords can do it. Oh, that's fun. That's just a fucking barrel of monkeys. So this dungeon actually, despite being much bigger than the other dungeon that we were just in to get the 3 Widda items, I don't find this one nearly as confusing. I think it's because the rooms are a lot more distinct. And because I said that, I will definitely 100% get lost. But there was a lower path to explore out here before I go back down into the main entrance. What are those stairs? Were they... Oh, they were kind of blending in with the wall. Yep. It just leads to a different set of stairs. Whoa, shit. Because the pace of Kingsfield's movement is so plodding and slow, when an enemy just sprints at you like that, it's fucking terrifying. It's like in the Chalice dungeons in Bloodborne. You get those the guys with the dual scythes sprinting at you. Like, it's horrifying. I love those enemies, though. They are probably one of my favorite enemies in Bloodborne. It's a shame that the only time you encounter them is in the Chalice dungeons. I would actually love to know how the respawn in this game works, because it's not just when you rest at a statue. Because I think we dealt with those Widda when we entered the dungeon, and they're already respawned, and we haven't really stopped or entered any kind of a save menu or anything. I don't think it works on a global respawn timer. Yeah, let's use the healing water. Just save a couple of mushrooms. You can always go back to the spring if need be. Plus, it heals more MP. Ah, fuck. It's a bad swing to... Oh, I thought he was actually being smart enough to flank me. I thought the AI was actually really smart in this room. No. No. He ran around like he was trying to flank me and then just got kind of confused. Forgot what he was doing. Poor stupid Widda. Poor dunce cap Widda. In fucking remedial murder class. Getting made fun of by all the other Widda. Oh, this room. Eat a dick. This room can eat a bag of dicks. I want to be very deliberate about which paths I choose because we got redeads. Or Gibdos. I always mix them up. I was doing it non-stop throughout the Twilight Princess LP, and despite all the corrections, I've already forgot which is which. The redeads and or Gibdos in here. God damn it, there's the status ailment. There's the bad one. Exception of poisoning. Okay, so at least that works. At least I don't have to use my, less common dried amphibia. These mummies are some bullshit. That status effect is the worst. I would rather them do that attack than their alternate attack, which they take like 3 steps forward and then hit you with a status ailment. Ugh. The one thing that I didn't really get to replenish all that much when I visited the merchant was my stock of forest roots. Okay. That's the choice you chose to make, to teleport into the same spot you were in. Y'all are a bunch of goddamn scholars. But if I'm so smart, how come I'm cursed? Goddamn. They make a brilliant noise when they are stun locked, though. Their death noises are pretty good, too. I was hoping it would only be one fireball in one swing. Oh, I almost didn't notice the sword. I'm glad I did an extra swing. I think that's broadsword or some kind of Zweihander or something. I went down the left side of the room because I thought that's where the door was. It was trying to minimize the number of mummies I had to fight. I think I still might do it, though. 2 mummies to get through that room, and I still got the sword. Not too bad, not too bad. It's pretty okay. Not gonna complain about that. Because there's, like 6 mummies in that room, and then there are at least 6 to 8 of them in this room. We're gonna try to run past. They don't move very quickly. Good. We're done with the mummies. We actually never have to deal with the mummies again. I might be missing out on a couple of very minor items, but nothing that's going to stop me from completing the game or really even impede me. Oh, my timing is so on point. You can't do that zigzag a 3rd time, otherwise, oh shit, it would paralyze me. You can't do that zigzag a third time because the second cubbyhole on the right side of the room has a false floor that will drop out and lead you... I actually don't remember where it leads. I think it's into like some kind of pit with a bunch of scorpions. But we're making good progress through the dungeon. Wait, is that the Blessed Mail, or is the Blessed Mail the one I got before? Either way, nice bit of armor for when our current set of chest armor degrades a bit. Got a little backup. The two giant enemies in the next room. I'm already debating whether or not I should even bother with that room because I don't remember if you get anything useful in it. I know there's something that they're guarding, but I don't know if it's a key item or if it's just like some kind of shitty weapon or a little bit of armor. Are they guarding that ring that I want? I'm gonna have to fight them and find out now because I don't remember exactly what it is. They're so goddamn strong. Their melee attacks don't hit. Fuck! It's like a fifth of my health every time they hit me with the magic. If I could get one around the corner, it would be okay. Even though their fireballs tend to, like, curve. But they really don't like to clump up. So you can fight one of them in melee range, but you're always getting pelted by the other. And like I was saying, their melee attacks don't hit that hard. Oh, is the other one just being nice? Fuck yeah. Okay, clearly this... Nope, it's more than a fifth of my health per hit. Okay, that strategy of trying to strafe around them, not gonna work. Oh well. We've narrowed it down to 1, so... doesn't matter now. Like, these guys are not all that scary one-on-one. When you can just fight them in melee range. When you have to worry about them casting spells at you, no, they suck. They absolutely are terrible. They do drop quite a bit of gold. Yeah, that's either a key or a ring or a bracelet. No, it's not the thing I was thinking of. It's just the fucking staff. The staff that I will literally never use. Because all it does is make your spells better. Great if you're running some kind of caster build. Completely irrelevant otherwise. Probably gonna sell that thing. Hey, my dude, what's going on? This is the palace of our queen. The living are not allowed to walk amongst us. Leave now. We serve our queen and we await the awakening of the Dark One. Our queen has locked herself in her quarters. She pushes all her troubles onto me. The knight I dispatch is just one example. The queen captures the living and transforms them into Widdas, servants of the darkness. So we're learning a little bit about the Widda and where they come from. The knight we captured was well trained. Out of respect, he really doesn't deserve to become a Widda. Leave now. No place for the living, leave, blah blah blah. Okay. That's fair enough. It's not bad advice. I would actually like to leave now, but we can't because we gotta complete the game. So we'll keep on. We will soldier forth. Also, take note of... Oh, fucking snakes. I get such RE4 flashbacks from the Widda areas because of all the snakes randomly popping out. Take note of the thing that he said about capturing a really well-trained knight. Captured Commissar Yarick. It's such tremendous respect for him. Yeah, my wave crasher was starting to go because of the durability. Still not a fan of that system. And before we hit this next boss, Again, we're going to take a little time out to make sure we are well equipped. Yeah, tower shield, definitely better. Okay. Oh, I'm so not looking forward to this fucking boss. I am gonna fight this upcoming boss. Pretty lame. Protects the body from magic. Mind state in order to clarify magical blah blah. Paralysis. Nope, nothing's gonna help me with, yeah, that increase. Okay, that's the other effect. Increases HP. Yeah, nothing's really gonna help me out here. So, this next fight is Twin Mold, basically. Both snakes, when you're about halfway into the room, pop out of the ground. They can melee you. They can spray poisonous fog throughout the room. Their melee attacks are devastating. They can also, I believe, paralyze you. They can do a lot of stuff to you. And if you fight them straight up, like fighting one of them in melee, like so, you'll see just how bad it gets. Just instantly paralyzed, and there goes like a quarter of my health. And then the other one follows up with the poison breath and just melts you. It's really bad. So I'm fighting them lame. I'm gonna take one of them out with just pure ranged attacks, so they don't have a chance to really do much to me. And then once you could start circle strafing the other, it's totally fine. Like, the other one is an annoying piece of shit, but he won't actually be able to do much to you. It's gonna reach far enough back to get me. Oh well. That's a really minor mistake in the grand scheme of things. And this is how we fight the boss after one of the snakes is dead. Its turn rate is insanely slow, and it takes a while for it to register that there's something attacking it from behind. So extremely dangerous when there's two of them. Impotent as can be when there is only one. So we fall down the right side snake hole, and it actually leads us to an item, but more importantly, it leads us to the lowest floor of the dungeon. Which is otherwise not accessible. And eventually, I think we'll be able to open a shortcut back up. Yeah, it's right over here. So we can open up a shortcut that leads back to the NPC from before, who we were just talking to before the snake boss. And we get back to the other floors of the dungeon, but we don't actually have any cause to be up here. So, we will go back down, and we'll prepare for the second boss of the dungeon, which is substantially worse than the Twin Mold. If I can remember which way I should go first. I think this is the optional side, and it leads to some kind of weapon. Nope, it's not. This actually leads out to the save statue. Outside here, there is the next level, which we can't complete yet, but down here in the mines, there is a save statue, and there's also a teleporter that I'm going to use, so I'm going to be back real quick after I save and get a bunch of my stuff repaired, so I'll see you in a minute. Okay, my stuff is back in tip-top shape, which is going to be pretty helpful for the next boss, because just like weapon durability, armor durability also affects the stats of the armor. So we went and visited the dwarf, and the process of actually repairing items doesn't cost any kind of resources, it just costs you time. Like, you drop your stuff off with a blacksmith, and he tells you, okay, come back in 8 to 15 minutes, depending on your item. And that is 8 to 15 real minutes, so you just have to go sit around or find something to do. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna try to lame this fight out. So the longbow is barely better than the regular bow. Let's just try to lame her out. Because it's the Widda Queen, a fresh sacrifice. The Dark One will be happy. The Widda Queen has the potential to really, really be terrible. What is going on here? Oh, fuck me. Please, no. Am I really out of arrows? Oh, fuck me. This is gonna suck. Oh, this boss is horrible. This is gonna suck. I really wanted to just lame this out. I don't have the... I don't think I have the resources to, just fireball her to death either. Okay, let's just do it. Going with Firewall for this one, because it's got more of an area of effect. And once you enter her chamber, it fills up with tiny snakes, and it just keeps refilling. They're, for all intents and purposes, infinite. She hits pretty hard. That's not nearly the problem with the fight, though. The problem is that the snakes not only poison you, poison's kind of negligible at this stage of the game, they paralyze you, like, non-stop. There are so many snakes, and you are just constantly being paralyzed. So, which is why I, even though they respawn indefinitely until the Widda Queen dies, I'm still trying to use the Firewall to hit her and the other snakes. Because at least I can cut down on the incidence of paralysis. If not, just a little bit. Like you see, I'm not even bothering with antidotes to cure the poison. I might do it later in the fight as resources become a little bit more strained, but... Oh, fuck this fight. Kingsfield 4 has a small handful of really good bosses, but they're mostly all just abysmal pieces of shit. At least we're done with the Widda Queen. So yeah, we've had 3 pretty bad ones in a row, and they've gotten progressively worse, I think. Like, the mage from last episode was not that bad. The 2 snakes I find pretty horrendously designed. The Widda Queen I find really, really god-awful. And you can put on the Widda item, but it's either constantly draining your MP or your HP, so there's a double-edged sword there. But she's guarding something that is absolutely necessary to progress, so gotta fight her. There's no way around that one. From that chest, we get the Widda key. So, now that we have the Widda key, we can go and get a very special sword that's gonna become invaluable later on. Dare say necessary for progress. I think it also opens up a couple of paths at the end of the mines. It opens up quite a few gates and doors for us. This one, for instance, I think is locked with a Widda key. And this is where we get a sword. That sword that I was just talking about. I think it's called the Lawbringer or something. And that's Septiego's corpse. My final wish, seal the darkness where the idol belongs. So this journey that we've been on this whole time, to bring the idol of sorrow back to its altar, we're kind of getting a good feel for what its purpose is, what it was sealing away. And Septiego was the knight who all the Helidin expedition knights way back when were talking about. This strong, noble knight who went missing in the Widda's fortress. The NPC in the fortress was talking about him, how he didn't deserve his fate. That they respected his training and his honor and nobility. And they didn't want to turn him into a Widda because they felt he deserved better. Now we can get into the Donkey Kong Country minecart shenanigan level. And our very first little bit of shenanigans is this mask, this cursed mask that's just hidden beneath the minecart. It's so hard to find. One or two of these leads to an instant death. You have to be really careful about which ones you get on. You kind of have to trace the path of the tracks to make sure the tracks don't drop off into the abyss. Because they are not shy with pulling that shit on you. It's very Donkey Kong Country in here. So it's not that way. This cave outlet is really dicey. Because there's a line of like 5 Widda archers to the left. That I think I'm just gonna fireball to death. Because it's so not worth getting chain stunned. The proc rate on the paralysis of their arrows is so damn high, too. It's not uncommon to get stunned by them. I have to stop intermixing paralysis and stun. Because I always forget stun is another status effect that's in this. We saw the effects of stun at some point. It's when your screen starts glowing white and your turn radius and movement speed cut in half, if not more. Okay. Now that the fireball is upgraded, it's putting in work. I think it's ticking for 50 damage every tick, and it ticks 3 times. Stupid strafing back and forth. These Widda archers are the worst. Like, figuratively and literally. They are figuratively the worst for having this stupid paralysis effect on their arrows. But they're literally the worst because they struggle so hard to hit. Such an immobile target. A couple of Widda arrows. The Widda arrows are actually quite strong. I wish I had some of them for the Widda Queen fight just now. It's a waste. You can see there's something that you could shoot down across from here. I have to use a mushroom. There's something you could shoot down. A little higher. There we go. We dislodged some yellow orb. That yellow orb is a strange egg, also known as a Widda egg. There are 2 of them in total in the mines. Really, though, we only need the one. I kind of have a rough idea burned in my memory about where the other Widda egg is, but it's nowhere near necessary. The other Widda egg allows you to go back to an earlier level and trade it to an NPC for an empty crystal vial. But you actually don't even need the Widda egg if you wait far enough into the game to get that other vial. There are other ways to get it. So we kind of need the first Widda egg, but we don't need the second one. So if we don't find the second, it's not that big a deal. So we got the one. I don't think there's anything else that's too terribly useful out here. I don't think I went down this path, right? Oh, I do think this leads out to another minecart. Actually, this might lead out to one of the death trap ones. Hold on. Is this? No, it's not this one. I know it's around. I should wait for it to come back, but I think I'll just run it. It'll do a little bit of damage if it slams into me, but it won't push me off. Up here, I think there should be a little bit of magic. A new magic item. Magic crystal. Yeah. Keep that in mind for when I'm out of MP. I think I heard the minecart go by. So let's just make a run for it. Ran me over. But you see it barely does any damage. It just stops you in your tracks for a second. And it might hit me again on the way over. Well, I see it starting to move. Maybe I can get on top of it. I think you can... No, you can only get on it from the side. Oh, it did a lot more damage that time. Maybe I got hit by an arrow at the same time. There's an archer right here. There we go. Yeah, now that my my stuff is repaired again, I'm back to just needing one fireball and one swing. Could also just be the level up, not sure. Did this take us all the way back around to the lower floor of the path that we came out from the inside? I think it may have. Yeah, because I think up here is the door that we came out from inside the fortress. Yeah, because right across the way is the save room on the right. Okay, so then it's just this one that's left to go. So I think we skipped the minecart that leads to the dead end that throws you off the track and kills you. You don't have to deal with that shit. Okay, there's this. I kind of want to go back and see if I can find the other Widda egg. I know that it's on one, it's around one of the tracks in the mines. I can't remember exactly where though. If I find it, great. If I don't, I'm not that worried about it, but I want to just do my diligence a little bit and check around. There's another cart up here. This isn't one of the ones that kills you, right? I'm gonna send it off on its way and follow it just to be sure. I don't think so. I think this just goes back. Oh no, but it does cross a gap. So you can't cross that on foot. You do need the minecart. But I think now that we've triggered that, it acts as a shortcut. Because I think it will constantly go back and forth on the tracks now. So it was probably worth doing this anyway. Woo! And yeah, that does just lead back, right? We went under here before, right? Yeah, we did. Yeah. Okay, so I feel pretty comfortable with the level of exploration that I gave all of this, so I'm okay with progressing onwards now, even though we didn't find the second Widda egg. It's gonna come to me when I finish this recording session, I know it. And then by the time I get back from Orlando, I'm gonna forget again. No biggie. And the minecart returns so we can get back. And let's deal with that Widda real quick. I think he's guarding... Yeah, it looks like he's guarding 2 mushrooms. Not bad. At least he didn't paralyze me with that shot. So, win is a win. Oh. And scale, which we can use right here. There's a hidden window. And an NPC behind it. When you bring egg, put it here. No tell Widda's secret. So this is what we need the first Widda's egg for. He's instructing us to put an egg here. We picked up 1 strange egg out of 2. Let's see, where is it? Strange egg. Egg collected by the Widda. So now that we do that, he thanks us and he opens the gate. The gate otherwise remains locked, which is why you need the strange egg to progress. So we can now open that up. boom, progress forward. But before we do that, it's actually worth talking to this guy a little bit more, because he collects things like Wise Man's Fruit, Fool's Fruit, and Widda's Arrows, and he trades them for very specific things, like bones and scales and stuff. And claws. And remember, these two fruits, they're permanent stat upgrades. So very, very useful items to trade with that guy. We get Fool's Fruit, Wise Man's Fruit, increases physical and magical power. Unlimited power! It's actually what it is unlimited power. Yeah, 2 for 1. Holy shit, how fast is that Widda behind? Oh wait, it was 2. There were 2. I think that one hit me from above. It's not a problem. We're kind of past the point where these guys are a threat. Especially in small numbers. Before we head to the right, there's a hidden wall somewhere around here, and it's extremely lucrative to find that wall. I know it's somewhere. Where the fuck was it? I think it's up against here. Yep, there it is. Now it's valuable to find that hidden wall because it leads to this pot, which has a necklace in it. It's also where the merchant's chilling out. This necklace, I think it's called Mew's necklace. We heard about Lord Mew, who would kind of be like this messianic figure. Yeah, Mew's necklace. Ancient powers help aid one's exploration. What this necklace does, and we are going to be replacing our thief's necklace, it causes illusory walls to glow green. So there's no more need to just rub your face along walls to find, and mash X to find illusory walls. It makes finding hidden walls really, really dead simple. Crazy valuable item right there. I wish there was something like that in Dark Souls. And we loop around to the other side, because before, like, you could see the sword was just chilling out up there. Very cool design. It's an alternate broadsword version, like a generic version of that poison enchanted sword we found in the poison lake earlier. These shadowy skulls can inflict a bunch of different status effects on you. I think they inflict darkness, and they inflict the status effect that... Wow. That's a lot, actually. It's blindness, paralysis, and I think that one curse status ailment. Holy shit, they're nasty. And you're taking small little ticks of damage whenever you're in melee range of them. They also, they have an extremely low drop rate for katana. This is like the katana part of the game, where we got the Wave Crasher earlier in that optional underwater area that we haven't hit yet, that we bypassed, I should say. There is a broken katana which becomes a wind-based katana if you go to the dwarf and repair it. I think it's Wind Slayer or something. And then the skulls have an extremely low drop rate for a dark tinged katana. We're not gonna worry about farming that thing too much. I don't know if it's a significant upgrade over either of the katanas that we have access to right now. The one that we have and the other one that we could easily go get. So, like, the fact that it's so hard to get makes me think that it's probably a bit stronger, but I don't care. I can't be bothered with a pure Bladestone drop rate katana. Can't be bothered farming that. So the gate that we just opened up, in case you didn't recognize the area, was the lower floor, right before the Widda area. So we've now connected more parts of the world once again. Out here we have, I think there are 2 skulls. One of them is probably melded through the floor. We have a lot of different routes we can go in here. Which is crazy, because this is more of a prologue area for the zone we have coming up. Yeah. I knew there was one chilling out in a wall or the floor or something. Turns out he was upstairs. I don't gotta worry about him too much. We want to come over here and let me see if I can get a view down. I cannot. This opens up a gate on the lowest floor. Ah, skulls. This is stun. This is the effect. Holy shit, it's awful. There's a lot of status effects in this game that I hate. Paralysis, blindness, stun. Despite not being as debilitating as paralysis, I hate it more. I can't tell you the psychological mechanism at work that makes me hate stun so much, but it's exacerbating an issue that I have with the game, which is the turn rate of the camera, the sensitivity of the camera, and it's just making it worse, which I think is what sends me over the edge on that, as opposed to paralysis, which stops you dead. We revere the great darkness which hesitate in the flow of time. Kind of a cryptic, not entirely parsable word soup. Yeah, you get back in that wall. Back in that wall. That hesitate in the flow of time. That is some kind of child skeleton. We seal the altar of the darkness that overpowered. Couldn't catch what that word it was because of the lighting. Something, do not approach it. There's a lot of like questionable translations in the text of this game, and the text is. There are 2 different English localizations of this game. There's the European English localization, and then there's the one for North America. And they're significantly different. And I don't think either of them are particularly good. Luckily, we did pick up the water talisman leading up to this point. So we're not going to have too bad of a time navigating around underwater. Hello, friend? What do you do again? I don't remember. Oh! Right, poison bubbles. Not that big a deal, actually. You don't hit super hard. I guess you could be a pain in the ass if I'm running low on air? Yeah, I remember. Later on, there's a room with a bunch of them, and they just take up your time, so you run out of oxygen. We live with darkness. We go with darkness. I particularly like the atmosphere of this area. The music has just totally stopped here. I think it's a very powerful use of a lack of music. Cultivates a very foreboding feeling. There's the room. If you stop to fight all of them, you'll more likely than not run out of air. In the beginning, there was chaos. We saw the darkness within and gladly embraced it. We worshipped and existed within the darkness. Darkness was our peace. After much time passed, the darkness left our hands and willed itself to consume all. We closed the altar and returned to the beginning. Unbalanced power can only bring forth destruction. Do not go near the sealed darkness. Make our demise your lesson. We get a dark crystal. You would think that that dark crystal would have... It would give you some kind of spell, like really relevant to the plot, or some kind of lore dump on it. I think the spell it gives you is just some kind of version of power with... Actually, no, I remember what it is. It's called Reckless Strength. But you would think that it would be some lore significant spell. It's not. Because you just get that lore dump leading up to it. A couple blurbs of text. So, this is a city that was once consumed by a primeval darkness. And the darkness spread so out of control that the only way to seal it away was to completely flood the city and then seal off all of the entrances into it. Where have I heard that before? Right? The sword that we just picked up, by the way, is called the Ancient Sword. But yeah, where have we heard this whole kind of, this whole theme before? Out of control spread of darkness, flooding a city to stop its spread. Could this be the prototype to New Londo? To the New Londo ruins? Could this whole game, in fact, be the prototype to the whole plot of Dark Souls? Darkness, cold, peaceful, shadow veil, overall life. Again, kind of weirdly worded, or probably weirdly translated, kind of word soupy. Word salad, inscription on that tablet. Yeah. We're more or less hanging out in New Londo. And honestly, I think my experience with Dark Souls and having gone through New Londo and having kind of experienced that atmosphere informs a lot of why I find the atmosphere of this little mini level so unsettling. Because I have that, that nostalgic anchor to put me in a certain mood. I have a frame of reference that's priming me, you know? But that's gonna do it for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.